Hey everybody, I'm going to try to do another late night drawing here. I'm thinking about drawing Power Girl, not the more old school one, but the newer one. So I've opened up another 11 by 17 here. And I just bought an issue of Deathstroke. It's the DC Rebirth one, issue 21. And I actually ended my run at 20, but they had over at the launch pad they had issue 21 still on hold for me, and issue 20 left off with Deathstroke assembling what was apparently going to be called the Dark Titans. And I was like, okay, you know what? The last one was pretty cool, so, and I liked the look of their suits. Their suits are mostly all black and white with a little bit of gold here and there, like gold piping. And so I really like these suits actually. And so I thought, why not? Let's draw Power Girl, or at least see how far I can go without ending up at an hour like the last one. That video carried on way longer. I know it was a casual one, but it was way longer than I really intended. Oop, I'm smashing my microphone over here. See if I can fix this thing real quick. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I'm trying to just get a rough here. There's a scene in the book where she's sort of coming down out of the sky. It's towards the end of the book, and I'm gonna do a little bit of my own rendition of that. I know I'm probably only really gonna end up having time enough for this up here, because this is just a late night drawing session and I'm really not gonna be going very fast. And I usually like to keep it 16:18 over here in the zoom on 11 by 17. That way it almost is about the size of a regular board. I mentioned that in the Wolverine video. So yeah, I'm thinking about just having her float down out of the sky. Similar kind of pose. I'm not going to be looking at it all the time and just copying the heck out of it. Thankfully, I've developed my abilities to the point where I guess I could zoom in and make this bigger for you guys, so you're not watching this tiny little thing. I don't usually draw this big. I'm on a 27 QHD Wacom tablet here, so on the screen when you see me drawing like this is huge for me when I zoom in like this. But I notice that if I draw at regular size, it's really small on the playback. So I'm gonna try to do this. But anyhow, thankfully, I've developed my ability enough to where I could probably draw her in whatever position that I want. But it's not very often I do the floating down out of the sky one. Probably because, I don't know, it's a bit of a generic superhero pose, but hey, you know what? I love superheroes, so why not, right? Okay, I'm gonna flip this around, and then I can see the lopsided stuff of it, the lopsided portions of the head. It helps me to fix it. I always used to do that on paper anyways, just hold it up to the light, flip the paper over, see what's crooked. And I love that Clip Studio Paint has this feature just built in at a touch of a button right here. It's pretty nice. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. Yeah. Unless I want to spend another 2 hours or something crazy on this. Okay, so at least if we can get her face going on here early in the video, then I won't feel too bad wherever we leave off. So I'm gonna have her looking down, I think, like this. Not so much, you know, doing one of these things looking up in the distance here. So she will be looking down. Then I just rough in the eyes and rough in the mouth. So I don't know everything that there is to know about Power Girl, but this new Power Girl I do like. She's super smart. She's a teenager. She's got what was it? Genius level intellect. And Karen Starr, the other Supergirl or Power Girl, she actually is a Supergirl, but she's from, I think it's, oh man, I hope I don't get this too far off base, but I think she's from Earth 2 or Earth 2's dimension, something like that. I'm probably slaughtering the heck out of that, but yeah, if you look it up, she's essentially Supergirl from another dimension, and she came to Earth, and Earth or Earth 2, I don't remember which. And obviously she can't go by the exact same name, you know, like Kara or Kara and all that Supergirl does, so she has to find her own identity. So she calls herself Karen Starr. To the best of my knowledge, that's roughly how it went down. So in this storyline, Karen Starr had to go back home. So she gave her powers. I don't know if she gave all of it to this new Power Girl or not. But this new Power Girl's name is Tanya. And she gave those abilities to her, and then she had to leave. And that's about all I know as far as that. And this new Power Girl in the Deathstroke book is probably the most I've read of her. And she seems like a pretty cool character. At one point in time, she was actually looking to Slade as a bit of a father figure. You know, which is, or at least some kind of superhero father figure, which is always a bad idea. Slade is, that guy's rough. To say the least. Okay, so I'm going to throw these eyes in here. Today was the second time I went to a comic shop this week. Went Sunday and then went again today. Monday, because my nephew heard that me and my girlfriend had gone to a comic shop. I went there specifically to get, I don't know if you've seen it or heard of it, but it's DC's new Superman. And this Superman is in China. And I've read the first 2 issues. I own those. I own 1 and 2, and I was missing all the others. And now they're all the way up to 13, I guess. And I really liked the first 2. And I was following 2 other series, Deathstroke and Cyborg. Cyborg ended up being a big letdown, unfortunately. That's too bad. It looked like it was going to go someplace cool, but it just didn't. So anyways, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check out all new, or not all new, but new Superman. And he is based in China. And originally I thought it was going to be a thing where they were just going to, make the same kind of story, like the rocket came from outer space, it landed in China, and all of that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure probably a lot of people think that's how it's going to go down. But it's really not. In this one, Superman's missing. He's presumed dead. And they go into this, they begin this program to try to create a new Superman, which I thought was really cool. Not totally unheard of. If you've ever seen the old Death of Superman comics, he sort of did a little bit of that kind of thing there. There was a cyborg Superman, and he was basically created because they thought Doomsday killed Superman. So it's not entirely brand new there, but just the way they did it, because they found this guy who was essentially a bully, Keenan, I believe his name is, and they somehow get him to sign. I don't remember the exact details. I'd have to go and look at the book, but they get him to sign himself over into the program, and they try these experiments on him, and they say, if he survives, blah blah, these kind of things will happen. And then he's like, wait a minute, what do you mean if? Right? Because he thought it's either gonna work or not, and then he sees the results or not, and then just leaves. But no, he, being a bully that doesn't think too much, he just went with it and was already in hot water before he knew it. So yeah, he ends up, the abilities worked, and he ends up with all these crazy powers, the full extent of which I don't really know, because like I said, I've only read the first 2 issues, so I can't wait to read the rest. But even by issue 2, there was already a Batman and a Wonder Woman that are sort of Chinese versions of the American version of the superhero. But it's great because this writer, he's actually playing upon that whole thing where people say, oh, this is a Chinese version of this, or a Chinese knockoff of that, product wise, like, the iPhones or whatever. And they use that kind of mentality in the book to sort of create this secondary, or I shouldn't say really secondary, it's like their own version, their own adaptation of some of these characters. So there's another version of Batman, I can't remember what he's called, another version of Wonder Woman by the end of issue 2, and they're trying to get him to join what is it here, the Justice League of China, I think it is. So they've got their own versions of things, and as I was reading it at first, I couldn't really believe it, that they were sort of going in that direction. But then after a while, you get that the book doesn't take itself too seriously. They're just having fun, and they just want to explore some ideas, and it's all a bit tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. It's all comical, which is really great because, I don't know. I always thought Superman would be one of the hardest characters ever to write for. You got this guy who's got all these crazy abilities, and then you have all these fans with sort of mixed feelings that don't really, they either think he's too overpowered or he's just boring because he's this, this guy who works at a newspaper thing, and who the heck works at a newspaper thing anymore? You see a lot of little drawings about that kind of stuff. I think they even make reference to that in the movie or something. I don't remember. But yeah, you think, wow, this guy would be such a pain to write for. But this storyline was so creative, all the different angles they were coming at it from, that I was like, okay, I've just got to give this more of a try. If I don't, I'm going to be wondering forever where they're taking all this. Okay, what I'm doing right there is I'm trying to get a mental picture of where the light would hit underneath her nose. If this down here was all lit up. That's why I'm doing that. See how the nose looks. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get at least 12 issues of New Superman. Man, this really throws you off drawing this huge. But I'm sure you guys will appreciate it better on the YouTube video. I don't think you'd like looking at a little. I'm zoomed in all the way at 50, and this is right about there is how I normally draw. So yeah, I'm already 17 minutes in. I guess I better hurry it up a little bit. Maybe I'll make my pencil smaller, so I'm not drawing so huge. How's that? Yeah, that's better. Okay, let's back up a little bit. Try to lay her pose out a little better. Okay, she's coming down, so her rib cage is going to be like one of these. And I could put her in full-on perspective and do the whole correct thing where, there's a vanishing point and then everything else is coming down from there. But you know what? This is just a sketch, okay? I'm not going to try to get it perfect at like whatever the heck time it is right now. It's like 11 o'clock or 11:30 or something like that. And these are just supposed to be for fun anyways. So if you enjoy watching it, great. If you learn something, well, that's even better. If I somehow help with learning, I should say, awesome. I love doing that. When I was going to school for graphic design, I actually created this book, which I've really got to go back and finish and get published. It was for a class, I don't remember exactly which one, but I did a couple of classes where I had book projects. And in this one in particular, I wanted to do a how to draw book. So I created some lessons and whatnot, and I don't know, there's so many drawing books out there, I really didn't think it would be too helpful, but I had to do something for the class. And by the time I was done with, it was just a 24-pager, that was the assignment. And by the time I was done with it, so many people liked it, that I was like, really? So it's just sort of been sitting in the back of my mind since then that, you know what, if I get that published, who knows how many more people I could help with that. Because me personally, I grew up creating a mishmash of body parts. I gotta lower her eyelid here. That's what was irritating me. I mean, she might be looking down, but I also want her to be... Her head's tilted down, but I also want her... her eyelids to reflect that she's looking down at the ground. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Moving right along. So yeah, if I can end up getting back to that book, that'd be pretty great, actually. Might be able to turn that into a thing that helps some people, and maybe even create another source of income there. Oh, that's right, yeah. Power Girl's got these awesome poofy hair things that I love. This is part of what made me want to draw her. So she's got her hair all pulled back. Give her a nice rounded forehead here. And because we're looking up at her, those parts of her hair are going to disappear behind her head like that. No, I don't think that's big enough. Let's see. Back her up. Yeah, that's probably more appropriate right there. Okay, get rid of that hard line. Get rid of some of this in here. And we are already at 25 minutes. Jeez. As Baymax would say, I am not fast. Okay. Oh, I should probably zoom out for that. Sorry, but I'm trying to rush this a little bit now. I really got to do it faster. I'm just gonna put hints, few hints there and there about what I'm trying to get. Whoops. Okay. So there she is so far. It's already 27 minutes. Okay, quickly. Try to get the rest of this in here. There's her bones coming to the elbow. She's super strong, and I don't know if Power Girl actually has this ability, like the Kara Star version of Power Girl, but this Power Girl can grow in size. Like, I don't know where her abilities max out at, but it looks to be something like a minimum of 50 feet tall. Probably taller than that, honestly, from what I've seen in the Deathstroke books at least. So, okay, so the suit I'm trying to draw here is the Dark Titan slash, what does he call these? Defiance. There's one point in the book where Deathstroke tells Cyborg, you know, basically he doesn't have to send in the Teen Titans or the Justice League or whatever, I can't remember, and instead he's got it, like Defiance has got it, his crew. And if you're wondering, if you are familiar with Power Girl, but you're not too familiar with this new Power Girl, and you're wondering why I'm filling this in, no, this is not a boob window. Power Girl usually has this little, I guess you'd call it lack of a symbol, open window kind of thing going on here, but no, not on this one. I think the standard one is, her regular suit is yellow right here, I believe, something like that. But this Dark Titans one it's black. So okay, so there would be where her shoulders would fall, and then she's got this cool piece that comes down like this. I think this falls over the shoulders. Yes, yes it does. And it comes down. And we don't want to make her too big because she's a young one. I don't remember exactly what age. I think she's somewhere around 16 or 17 or something like that. Doing a super rushed job. I spent forever just messing around with the face. Okay. So let's at least go in here and sort of do a little bit more on this. So, okay, there's her eyebrows. Those look a little bit better. And then we'll put the light coming in from up here, which means there's going to be a curve. Something like that, and then pretty much the same thing on the other side. There we go. And we could put more lines on her face, but you really got to watch out for that with the female characters, because sometimes when you do that they start looking terrible and old, and well, not, I shouldn't say terrible and old. They start looking a little too rough. Okay, and since we have the light coming from the top, that means the top lip will most likely be the one that is dark. So yeah, my nephew was excited to go back to the comic shop, so I sort of had to take him after we didn't really leave him behind, but for whatever reason we just didn't think to take him with us up there, because all I was trying to get was those new Superman issues, and that's it. So he was stoked to go today. And he got a Batman and Ninja Turtles comic. Was one of them that he got, and how can you go wrong with that? Okay, we're already at 34 minutes, jeez. Maybe I can speed this up by just trying to go in here with the lasso and get rid of some of this stuff. See how that works. God, it looks terrible, but whatever. And in this suit, I think, see, I don't really know why they got rid of the collar that she had on her old one, but I'm gonna put it on her because I can totally do that. I can't think of who's gonna stop me. So the regular suit that she has usually has this cool collar that I like. Comes up like rabbit, huh? Let me get back up for a second here. Try to fix some of this stuff. Get a big soft eraser. Yeah, this arm is a little out there, actually. Okay, we're already coming at 37 minutes. So, and she has this jacket. But she does have a little bit of broad shoulders, so I probably shouldn't bring her shoulders in too much like that. And she is strong. Very strong. I just sort of like how they went in a totally different direction, at least from what I know of the regular Power Girl. I mean, I know the regular Power Girl is another version of Supergirl, so I wouldn't say she's an idiot, but I just really love how they upplay this fact that this Supergirl is really smart, and she loves her dog, which, unfortunately, well, sorry to ruin it for you if I do, but he kills it, and then he ends up buying another one. Man, I'm just doing an awful job here. Terrible job tonight. Oh well. There'll be other ones to improve on, right? trying to set some of these things right. Okay. But yeah, as an example of how smart she is, she actually figures out how Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, how he heals himself, how his body works. She took a blood sample while he was knocked out and examined it and told him details about it I don't even think he knew. Okay, so it's already 42 minutes. And I'm gonna have to finish this one up. So, sorry for all the quick finish, but hey, you know what? I really gotta start screwing around with these, at least try to draw and get these things done faster. Oh, that's right. She's got this jacket. I almost forgot about that. There we go. It's a very terrible job. Quick job of some folds. But hey, that's the cost of, screwing around and talking and not really accomplishing much for the whole first portion of it. So yeah, we're probably gonna pretty much have to call it at that. I'm already at 46 minutes. So there is our new power girl, Tanya. This doesn't just go down to a super skinny micro waist, by the way. The suit just does that. And then it splits out again. You just got these pouches right here. Okay, super quick. Pouches. Lots of pouches. There we go. And then the suit does this cool little thing right here, which I'm doing a terrible job of, but you know what, I gotta call the video done for now, because I'm taking this far too long. It's already at an hour. So yeah, there is our power girl for the moment. That will have to be her. she is. Partway coming down out of the sky. Okay, so yeah, if you like this one, please subscribe and give the video a like, a thumbs up, and we'll see if I can get faster at these as I go, because I'm recording these as I'm drawing. I'm not doing it in post-production. So yeah, it'd be really cool if I could get better or get faster. Alright, and that's Power Girl for now.